Good morning, Ram. I think I can help you here. Let's start with the PS. These options are in version 3 of Game On, so Matthew must be sticking with what works for him. Um, I would never go back. Game On 4 has some quirks, which you've encountered here, but it's far more reliable and efficient than version 3. But hey, you do what works for you. Now, since you're obviously using version 4, and yes, there is a hierarchy to maps, just like I'm going to switch over to Photoshop to show you this because I was working on this weekend, looking at the hierarchies. And there seems to be 4. We've got the quest maps, which you know all about, and then the exchange, which once again has that primary category and these sections underneath, and then achievements, which work a little different, but still work in that there's the main category and then the individual achievements get dropped in underneath. So there's not a 3-part, there's a 2-parter here for achievements. And the last one is user groups. And it's kind of like achievements in that the group itself just falls underneath the category. And there's a second part to this story down here about sections that I won't get to right now. But back to your question about why don't things show and why do kids land on your maps rather than the store? Let's come over to the login option. So here I'm a student. Okay, this is a test student account, and I'm going to log in and watch this address bar. See how it pops up, and there's 2 forward slashes, and then one of them disappears as WordPress says, wait a minute, that's not right, and then takes me to the store page. Now, why did that happen? And it's not happening for you. So I'm going to jump over to the options page in Game On. There's 2 settings you need to make, and this took me a while to wrap my head around, in that when I point to a page right here, I need to point to a page which does not exist in my pages. In other words, let Game On make your Emporium page for you. You can do it manually, but this way will just work, and I don't have to take you through some of the other gymnastics you need to do in WordPress to make that happen. But if you let Game On just make your store page, and this name cannot be one of your existing pages again, then that will populate your store page, but it will populate it with those categories. The second setting is down in Other. You click on Other, and what landing page do you want? Now, these instructions here say to enter /map. Now, I know from experience it needed that after slash, that allowed WordPress to load this without the redirect, which would happen without that. But it appears that Mick hard-coded this in after he did this. So if I delete this, and I have not tested this, so I'm going to see if it works so we don't get that double slash. And I'm going to click Update, and while that updates, I'm going to jump over here to this test user, log out, and then log back in, and let's see if this works. And that way we can adjust the instructions on that page to better conform with what's actually happening. There we did not have the double forward slash. It took me straight to the store page, and life is good. Now, if you're directed here and there is nothing here, you need to make sure that, I need to be in an admin section here, you need to make sure that under exchange categories, or in your case, Emporium categories, that you check this. But if you look over here, there is no category link in the sidebar. That's a problem we need to address. So you need to come up here, sorry about this, in order to get to your categories. Now, once you're there, these categories are going to be automatically populated in your map page. If you let Game On make it. If you make the map page, then you got to go through those gymnastics I talked about. And I just have two main categories, one called Class Business and one called Class Goodies. And then these are the sections that are applied, that are made and then put into one of these two. And then out on my exchange, if we jump back over here, you see here's the early bird and the tardy and the rest of this. That gets auto-populated. So I hope that little roundabout, rambling set of explanations helps you. And if not, go ahead, tell me where I didn't understand, and I'd like to help this work for you, because the store is an essential part of the student's experience.